Hello everyone, I'm Penrose776 and we're looking at a summer Claude banner today, I think. Wow, fun to think it's almost summer. Still, I wonder who else is that Dimitri? That's Dimitri. Okay, so it looks like it's going to be a summer house leaders here, is my guess. Is that an Ariad bar made of wood? Let's see. So this is Summer Dimitri. Interesting. I guess I should have guessed from Summer Claude, but not expecting to see him in summer right now. Well, here he is. He is a cavalry axe unit. Interesting. There's not very many cavalry axes out there. I mean, there's been a few more recently, but it's still one of the rarer categories of unit, and he wields the unyielding ore, which is just Ariadbar, except an ore. Very funny combination. It enables Canto, Rem +1. It accelerates special trigger, cooldown count -1. At the start of combat, if unit's HP is greater than or equal to 25%, grants attack speed, defense, res +5 during combat, so it's a 2022 effect. And also, if bonus is active on foe, or if unit speed is greater than or equal to foe's speed +10, unit attacks twice. Okay, so Canto, Slaying, +5 to all stats, and then conditional Brave effect, either if they have any bonus or if you're just way faster than them. Seems pretty good. He's got Glimmer, he's got attack speed catch 4, he's got his PRF Atrocity. At start of combat, if foe's HP is greater than or equal to 50%, deals damage equal to 25% of unit's attack, and after combat, inflicts attack speed, defense, res -5, and special cooldown count -1 on target and foes within 2 spaces. You know this stuff. It's Pulse Smoke, True Damage. Oh god, I've just realized True Damage Brave Weapon. And also a whole bunch of debuffs. In his C slot, Speed, Defense, Menace, which is a new type of menace. Speed and defense. That's another stat combination we've seen before. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward kit, but combining 25% of unit's attack on a brave weapon as true damage, plus that slaying effect, is going to let you get big specials out, especially considering brave is giving you 4 hits for special cooldown. This just seems like a really straightforward, really simple, good melee cav unit. What more is there to say? Still, yeah, because he's going to be a good Gale Force unit as well. He's fast. He's got slaying and quads. What more could you need, right? That's all the stuff you need for Gale Force right there. The only thing he's missing is a bit of special cooldown acceleration, which you can run. Yeah, great offensive cav unit. And the bonus trigger is nice as well. That means you can theoretically quad pretty much everything. Or, well, not quad, double if they're not fast enough for you to actually make a speed check, but still, a lot of things run some kind of bonus these days. A lot of things do. Yeah, I like him a lot. So we're getting Claude as well, we know from the silhouettes. We're probably also getting Edelgard then.
You cannot win.
There's the Glimmer. Did he just freaking paddle? Did he try and paddle his horse forwards? Dimitri, do you know how to ride a horse? We've got Micaiah next. Yeah, people kind of guessed this one from the silhouettes as well. Another colorless tome, Micaiah, this time on a horse. She's armed with the Moonlight Drop, effective against armored and cavalry foes. She's Micaiah. This is what Micaiah does. Accelerates special trigger, cooldown count -1. If he initiates combat or is within 2 spaces of an ally, grants attack res +6 to unit during combat, and the following effects will occur based on the value of unit's res minus foe's res. it's between 5 and 14, unit makes a guaranteed follow-up attack, or if it's greater than or equal to 15 and a unit initiates combat, unit attacks twice. Okay, so kind of interesting. Another conditional brave effect. This was based on making a res differential, which is an interesting one. Possibly, I'd say one of the weaker ones to check, actually, because fast save units will often want to have a good res stat, right? That's a thing. That's a thing that's real. So unless you're really stacking res superbly high, you're not gonna benefit so much from that against them. But then a lot of regular units don't stack res in nearly the same way, so we'll see, huh? Also kind of was it Harmonic Lysithia problem, where these effects don't actually stack together? You either get the guaranteed follow-up or the double. There's no guaranteed quad outcome from this skill. Which, well, not so bad. If you're going from a guaranteed follow-up to a double, that's still basically 2 attacks either way, just this time with Desperation. Pretty good. And then you can't underestimate the power of effective damage. Effective damage is still marvelous. So marvelous that currently the really only viable armors in most parts of the metagame are ones that mitigate effective damage. She comes with Maiden's Solace. It's her PRF assist. Or one of her. Yeah, this is a PRF assist, right? Converts penalties on target into bonuses, then neutralizes any penalty that's left over, so you're not getting screwed over by panic. Restores HP to target equal to unit's current HP -1, and reduces unit's HP by amount restored. So this is also a great tool for getting Micaiah herself low on HP if you've got another ally who's been doing tanking or triggering fury, push, that sort of thing. I mean, Micaiah here doesn't really have any specific bonuses for being low on HP, but hey, kind of useful, I guess. Moonbow, understandable. Attack res catch 4. Doesn't have any penalties in her own kit, I don't think, but can very easily benefit from your other units to get the full outcome of this. And her other PRFB slot from her legendary version, Prescience, inflicts attack res -5 on foe, and if you initiates combat or if foe's range equals 2, reduces damage from foe's first attack by 30%. Actually, yeah, this works against initiations by opposing ranged units, which also brings me back to an interesting point about the Moonlight drop. The greater than 15 only initiate if she's initiating combat, but the 5 to 14 effect works on either phase. So just slightly awkward corners on this unit. I mean, the 30% damage reduction from foe's first attack when you're initiating is good, don't get me wrong. It can help a lot with just not getting immediately one-shotted so that you actually get to benefit from your follow-up attack instead of it not happening anyway. But if you are out-resing from enough to get a brave effect, when you're not making a follow-up attack, this kind of means a bit less, honestly. Well, I don't think this is nearly as strong on her as it was on her legendary version. Also interesting to note, are all these characters getting their PRF skills from their legendary versions? Because, yes, she's got Maiden Solace and Prescience, so that's 3 PRFs on one unit. The only inheritables here are the Catch and Moonbow, and you're not inheriting Moonbow from this, I'll tell you that. Well, another interesting build. Let's keep going. Oh, that's an animation, all right.
Summer, at last.
The moon in summer and the water droplets. Oh, and we get to see it twice because he does it twice. Claude. Is Claude the 4-star? He's shirtless as well. Promise is going to love that.
I'll let him know we're aiming for
Blue dagger flyer. Love his glasses too. They're very Claude. This? Is he 4-star? Is this a 4-star kit? Okay, Frozen Delight. Enables Kanto, remaining. Accelerates special trigger, cooldown count -1. If he initiates combat always within 2 spaces of an ally, grants attack speed +6 to unit during combat, and also if he initiates combat and total bonuses on unit plus total penalties on foe is greater than or equal to 12, he attacks twice. Oh, okay, so I guess, Brave effects are the theme overall here. This one's conditional on bonuses and penalties, similar to original Claude. You know, good old horsebow Claude with his bonus and penalty effects. It's a brave effect. And slaying brave weapons are great for getting off big specials, which since this guy is a dagger, I think this Claude might just be the new, best unit for triggering lethality, potentially. Well, maybe not, but consider it. Being able to hit 4 times and have that -1 special trigger cooldown count, that's effectively giving you 5 ticks of cooldown by itself, right? Moonbow in the beast slot, Fallen Star, same as legendary Claude. This skill is insane. You initiates combat, reduces damage from foe's first attack by 80%. Okay, actually, I say insane. There is one little thing that legendary Claude has that this Claude does not have. And that's null follow-up. Because this effect is really insane if you've got null follow-up, if you've got that speed advantage, and if, therefore, their first attack is their only attack. Here, this Claude is crazy if he's not running into follow-up manipulation. If he has to deal with follow-up manipulation, though, and suddenly he's looking at, still doubling due to the brave effect, but then potentially not getting his quad and furthermore getting hit by an actual counterattack for full damage, then he might have problems, because this guy seems very attack and speed built. He's in Sea Slot, he's got speed defense Rhine free as well. There's, I'm guessing, not a lot of tankiness on this unit, right? Although, I will also say there are ways around this now. There are several supports in the game, several supports at this point who can grant null follow-up. There's Byleth, of course, the classic Three Houses combination, but there's also, Fallen Lilith granted null follow-up, I think? So that's definitely also a combination you can consider there, and with null follow-up, this guy's going to be insanely strong, just a better legendary Claude. Because he can run lethality, which is nuts. Yeah, I think, maybe not as strong as I originally thought he was, but with proper support, this unit has potential to be completely nuts. And if I'm right in thinking he's a 4-star, which he might be, because this is a very 4-star looking kit, despite the fact it's got 2 whole PRFs in it, if he's the 4-star, then wowee, that's something, alright. Congratulations, Promise. This is one hell of a unit. And I didn't even mention the Kanto. Yeah, the Kanto is also great. there, I mentioned for Kanto. Let's see what he does. Because I think his effect... He was holding a, like, Ice Lolly. Yeah, Ice Lolly. No, don't put him in a cake.
Right
2
away.
Ice Lollies? He ate one and froze the other one at you. That's Claude away. And then the duo, Edelgard and...
I'm not fond of the water.
Don't worry. Come on.
Altina?
I'll show you.
Is...
I wish you luck.
Altina? That was Altina, right? I'm not making that up. That was Altina, right? Because back me up on this. That looked like Altina. Why is Altina getting yet another ult? Telius, huh? Yeah, I mean, I guess Altina has in the past been a very popular unit, and I guess Altina kind of fits the theme of brave attacks. But it's not like Altina was like a character or anything before Fire Emblem Heroes, right? She was literally in one image, one single pung in Telius, and then got made a mythic and became very popular, despite being a kind of trash mythic, by just being the first, like... What, was she the first, actually? Wasn't Naga before her? Well, in any case, she was popular. She got voted in for A Hero Rises. She got Winter Altina, who was also an insanely strong, like, meta-defining unit, and rolled a lot as well for that same reason. So, despite coming out of nowhere, and she does also have abs, right? The Fire Emblem community cannot turn down abs. But yeah, Altina, I guess, came out of absolutely nowhere to be kind of a fan favorite somehow, and is now getting more ults than most of the rest of the cast of Telius. Don't ask. This is a second harmonic. Anyway, they are a sword armor unit armed with the Regal Sunshade. Accelerate special trigger, cooldown count -1. Start of combat, if unit's HP is greater than or equal to 25%. Grants attack +6 to unit, inflicts attack -6 on foe. Great. Reduces damage from foe's first attack during combat by 40%. And also, if there are X or more foes within 3 columns or 3 rows centered on unit attacks twice. X equals 1 when there are less than or equal to 2 foes. X equals 2 when there are 3 to 5 foes, and X equals 3 when there are 6 or more foes. Okay, so basically, I'm assuming when they say 3 columns or 3 rows, they mean big cross this time, but it could also be the box, because they've never been particularly consistent on that. But I'm going to assume it's the cross. And basically, that fairly large area, she wants at least half the enemy team in there, which is a fairly simple thing to do if they're all grouped up, right? If they're all grouped up, you just run in, and there all of them are, and they're all in that cross, and congratulations, brave attack. So yeah, slaying yet again. Come to think of it, all 4 of the units on this banner have been slaying with conditional brave effects. Huh. Of a lot of them, I think Micaiah uses it the least well, just because tomes don't really have any standout specials that they are particularly angling for. Your melee units can obviously use that really well for the classic melee unit high cooldown special Gale Force. There are other options too. And your dagger likewise has best special in the game, lethality, to go for. Deadeye, what am I? It's 3 a.m., don't mind me. It's 4 a.m., actually. You can tell how 4 a.m. it is by the fact that I think it's 3 a.m. But yeah, this is a sword armor, by the way. Did I mention she's a sword armor? So yeah, great. Slaying, 12-point attack swing, 40% damage reduction for a hit, and brave effect. Great. Glimmer, I'll be honest with you, I don't know why Glimmer is here. I could not tell you why Glimmer is here. Attack defense ideal for is just a good skill on armored units, especially if they can grant themselves buffs. I see something interesting in the C slot, we'll get to that, but if it grants a buff, then that would make sense. In the B slot, of course, going with the theme of this banner, we're getting Legendary Edelgard's PRF B slot, Raging Storm. Now, Legendary Edelgard kind of didn't get as much out of this as she could have. Fallen Edelgard got a lot more out of it, just due to not being entirely based around it. But it is basically, if the unit is solo after combat, Gale Force once per turn, and you also get a guaranteed follow-up attack if you're against a dragon or beast and solo. So this is a unit who really wants to go in there alone and just start Gale Forcing things, which again makes a Gale Force a great special option on her as well. A 4 charge Gale Force with a brave weapon and 2 actions to charge it because of Raging Storm. You can do the classic free action Edelgard here, and that I think would be pretty good. And in her C slot, Assault Troop 3. The 3 means it's inheritable. I wonder who it's inheritable on. At start of turn, if unit's HP is equal to 100% or any foes within 3 columns or 3 rows centered on unit, grants charge to unit for 1 turn. Charge. Unit can move up to 3 spaces in any cardinal direction. Okay, so that's a buff for attack defense ideal, but it's a free move armor, but you can only go in straight lines. If I'm getting this right, cardinal direction. Yeah. Cannot move through foes, terrain that blocks movement, or effects of skills like obstruct. Granted movement treated as warp movement. Okay, so unlike your extra movement skills, this is still going to get shut down by warp bubble or gatekeeper effect in a way that other things aren't. But you can't use this warp to actually warp over stuff, which is weird. I'll say it's weird. Weird that they balance it like that, but okay, yeah, sure. Free move armors in straight lines. I want to see what that looks like, because that sounds a bit silly. And also, we should take a look at hitting them with the parasol. Nice.
I'll face it.
And yeah, actually, yeah, if you look back at that, the area she can move is pretty much also the area that... Wait, shit, I forgot to check the harmonized skill.
Do not doubt it.
Well, let's see if she can move around. If she moves around again. Yeah, that 3 rows and 3 columns basically overlaps with the area that she can attack. That's really interesting. Oh, and unlike the other, this is a dual phase brave weapon, so she can enemy phase as well.
Do not play games.
That's going to be interesting. And there's her guaranteed quad against Manicheats. Skip this. Let's go back to... Show me her harmonic skill, please. Show me. Here it is. Harmonized skill grants attack +6, resonance shields, and bonus doubler to unit and allies from the same unit as titles as unit for 1 turn. That's very straightforward. Look how small that text box is, but that's nonetheless great. You're getting attack +6, resonance shields. I think resonance shields prevents foes from making follow-up attacks against you. I think that's what it does. And also defense res +4. And bonus doubler. Interesting that she's getting bonus double on only attack +6. So if you want to get the full effect from that bonus doubler, you will have to actually buff her up in other ways as well, but hey, it's fine. And that's another way of getting the ideal online as well, so long as your harmonized skill isn't getting shut down. Anyway. Okay, so yeah, the paralog, let's see who the Tempest Trial unit is as well. Who is that? Is that Alincia? That looks like Alincia to me. Okay, Summer Alincia. Checking here as well. It looks like Claude is 4-star. That, my friends, is an almighty 4-star unit. Out of the units here, I'd say Micaiah possibly the weakest unit on this banner. Then Dimitri, very strong offensively, but looks kind of squishy. And then Claude and Edelgard, both absolutely monstrous with their slaying quads, and Edelgard with the Gale Forces, both of them with a fairly sizable amount of damage reduction. Those look very strong. If I had orbs spare, I would be summoning on this banner, mainly to get a whole bunch of Claudes, because I think that's a really good unit to have. But there's a new mythic coming out soon, and if I summon on this banner, I will not have the orbs for the new mythic, and I am an Aether Raids player. I need the new mythic, especially since it's probably going to be Anima, and an Anima extra slot mythic that isn't Ota or Seiros has the potential to be something I really need, right? So I think, unfortunately, I'm going to have to skip this banner, but that doesn't mean you should be skipping it. I mean, you can skip it. I'm not going to make you not skip it. I cannot control your summons. But Claude and Edelgard especially seem like just really strong all-purpose units, and Dimitri, an absolute nuke of a melee cav with pretty strong Gale Force potential as well. What more could you want? Oh no, I think pretty interesting summer banner. I know a lot of people are going to be very happy with this one. A lot of people wanted these specific units. All the Free Houses Lords are very popular. And admittedly, they've had a bunch of ults already, but it's been a few months since the last one, so people have kind of cooled off on that, I guess. Well, yeah, thanks for watching, and I've been Penros776. I'll see you all next time. Let's remember that you can get a Celestial Stone as well, because they always do this. And yeah, see ya.